Is the clock ticking on CeeDee Lamb's time with the Cowboys? Stephen A. Smith thinks so, and he's not holding back. In a shocking turn of events, the outspoken critic of America's team is now championing their star receiver. What's got Stephen A. fired up, and why should Cowboys fans be worried? Buckle up, because this story is about to shake up the NFL landscape. You won't believe what Stephen A. had to say about Jerry Jones and the future of the Cowboys offense. Stay tuned, because this is one first take you can't afford to miss. Hey there, Cowboys Nation! Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you're a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. We're diving deep into the latest NFL drama that's got everyone talking. I'm your host, and today we're unpacking a hot topic that's been burning up social media and sports networks alike: Stephen A. Smith's recent admission of frustration over CeeDee Lamb's contract situation with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's set the stage for those who might be catching up. CeeDee Lamb, the electrifying wide receiver for America's team, is entering the final year of his rookie contract. Despite his undeniable talent and consistent performance on the field, Lamb and the Cowboys have yet to reach an agreement on a contract extension. This situation has not only Cowboys fans on edge, but has also caught the attention of one of sports media's most outspoken personalities, Stephen A. Smith. In a recent episode of First Take, Stephen A. didn't hold back his thoughts on the matter. With his characteristic passion and flair for the dramatic, he expressed his frustration over the fact that Lamb, a player he considers to be a cornerstone of the Cowboys' offense, is still without a long-term deal. Stephen A. words carried weight, as they often do, and sent shockwaves through the sports world. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, for starters, we're talking about CeeDee Lamb here. Since being drafted 17th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, Lamb has been nothing short of spectacular for the Cowboys. His route-running precision, sure hands, and ability to make plays after the catch have made him one of the most dynamic receivers in the league. In the 2022 season, Lamb put up impressive numbers, racking up 107 receptions for 1,359 yards and 9 touchdowns. These aren't just good stats. They're elite numbers that put him in the conversation with the best wideouts in the NFL. Stephen A. Smith's frustration stems from the fact that players of Lamb's caliber typically don't enter their fourth NFL season without a contract extension in place. The Cowboys have a history of taking care of their star players, which makes this situation all the more perplexing. We've seen them lock down key players like Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Micah Parsons with lucrative deals. So why the hold-up with Lamb? This is where Stephen A.'s comments become particularly interesting. He pointed out that in today's NFL, elite wide receivers are commanding massive contracts. We've seen players like Tyreek Hill, Davante Adams, and A.J. Brown secure deals worth north of $100 million. Lamb's production and potential certainly put him in that conversation. Stephen A. argued that by delaying this deal, the Cowboys might actually be costing themselves money in the long run. But it's not just about the money. Stephen A. emphasized the importance of team morale and player confidence. He suggested that by not securing Lamb's future with the team, the Cowboys might be sending the wrong message not only to Lamb, but to the entire locker room. In a league where chemistry and team cohesion are crucial, this kind of uncertainty can have ripple effects throughout the organization. Now, let's take a moment to consider the Cowboys' perspective. Jerry Jones, the team's outspoken owner, has a reputation for being a savvy businessman. Some speculate that the delay in Lamb's contract negotiations might be a strategic move to see if the young receiver can replicate or even surpass his impressive 2022 performance. There's also the matter of the salary cap to consider. The Cowboys have several other key players they need to keep in mind for future contracts, and they might be trying to find the right balance to keep their championship window open. But Stephen A. wasn't buying any of these excuses. In his impassioned monologue, he argued that the Cowboys need to recognize Lamb's value, not just as a player, but as a symbol of the team's future. He pointed out that in an era where the passing game is king, having a true number one receiver like Lamb is invaluable. Stephen A. went so far as to say that by dragging their feet on this deal, the Cowboys might be jeopardizing their chances of retaining Lamb long-term. This situation has sparked a broader conversation about player contracts and team-building strategies in the NFL. Some analysts have come out in support of Stephen A.'s position, arguing that in today's league, locking down young, elite talent should be a top priority for any team with championship aspirations. Others have taken a more measured approach, suggesting that the Cowboys might be wise to exercise caution given the volatile nature of the wide receiver market. What makes Stephen A.'s comments particularly noteworthy is his reputation for being critical of the Cowboys. As a well-known supporter of their rivals, the New York Giants, Stephen A. has often taken pleasure in pointing out the Cowboys' shortcomings. So when he expresses frustration over their handling of a star player, it carries extra weight. It suggests that even the team's harshest critics recognize the potential they have with Lamb and are baffled by the lack of a long-term commitment. As the debate rages on, it's worth considering the potential outcomes of this situation. If the Cowboys do manage to sign Lamb to a long-term deal before the season starts, it could provide a massive boost to team morale and silence the critics. On the other hand, if negotiations continue to stall, it could create a cloud of uncertainty that hangs over the team throughout the season. There's also the possibility that Lamb, motivated by the lack of a new contract, could have a career year and drive his price even higher. Stephen A.'s frustration also touches on a larger issue in the NFL, the value of wide receivers in the modern game. With rule changes favoring the passing attack and quarterbacks putting up unprecedented numbers, elite receivers have become more important than ever. Lamb's situation is just one example of the ongoing debate about how much teams should invest in the position. As we wrap up this discussion, it's clear that Stephen A. Smith's comments have added fuel to an already heated debate. His frustration reflects the feelings of many Cowboys fans and NFL observers who see CeeDee Lamb as a generational talent deserving of long-term security. Whether the Cowboys will heed these words and accelerate their negotiations remains to be seen. One thing is for certain, this story is far from over. As we approach the start of the NFL season, all eyes will be on the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb. Will they reach an agreement? Will Lamb's performance be affected by the contract situation? And how will this all play out in the court of public opinion? These are the questions that will keep us all watching and talking. Stephen A. Smith's frustration has brought this issue to the forefront, and it's likely to remain a hot topic until a resolution is reached. As always, we'll be here to bring you the latest updates and analysis on this developing story.